just for looking cool. It's just for looking cool, I found out. Yeah, I got a black eye earlier. What about it? It's not a big deal. People get black eyes. I frankly don't find it a big deal. Black eyes are black eyes, whatever. It's an Irish thing, you wouldn't understand. No, I'm kidding.
I think this is it. He's packing up.
It was morning. I had a beer and now was taking a dump in my hand and smearing it all over my dingo-like body. And yes, I was suffering from a helium hangover from the night before. I thought it would be fun to ride a cow down Broadway carrying an oxygen tank, which I filled with helium and was shouting to all the people on the street, "It's okay, I'm a Negro warrior sent from the future." Well, besides all that, today I thought I would go behind Cafe Siena as a shit wizard. That's why I'm covered in stool at this time. Later on in the day, I'm going to a pet store to cuss out the birds and tease them and laugh at them because they're trapped when I'm turned on. I don't like their kind because they squawk in my ear each morning. When I throw shit at them, they get louder. I don't mean to be so racist. I only really hate bluebirds and the black ones with the white beaks with yellow beaks the most. The other ones can just roast in hell. Clocks on Broadway keep ringing in my ears. Chitty chitty bang bang. Wops with beards get mighty excited when they hear me play. My friend Shane Graves, you probably think he's gay because he keeps on trucking to a pile of poo. A wombat hit my hat and I decided to sue because shut up, I do not want to hear you play anymore. You mad band, you make me want to run and kill a boy. Lovin' Black Couples and Frankie the Tooth, Lee Harvey Oswald and John Wilkes Booth, keep rockin', keep poppin', keep topping off your hedges. Cornucopia versus 40 wigs, I'll have your edges. I started this song while full of turds. I got so high I felt like a nerd. It bugs me more than they'll ever know. I want to take LSD in the snow. I'm not your bitch. I'm not your hoe. I'm walking on the ground, but I don't know what to do or where to go. I'd ride a skate right to the sea and go poo-poo and go pee-pee. I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold. When I'm kicking up your ass, people laugh and have a blast. In the bistro on the pier, hot pickers, drink some beer. Yeah. Come into this house, not ashamed. My name is Jerk, I care a lot about frankfurters and sauerkraut. My job is to gas white planes, to go off the deep and blow out my brains. I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold. I'm gonna be friends with my life. I was taught not to play with knives. My friends will be there. Me and my life, I swear. Bad not to space out on rent. I'll have to get with Flint. I'm not that simple with life. Score some tenderness and a pimply wife. Loosen your ties. Loosen your ties. I want a bowl with teenage mice. You're in my chair. Sid Vicious had the best snare. Cracks on knees. It's better to be a dish than a sleaze. This is all false. It's false, 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 false. It's not true. It's not true, or I'm not a Jew. Goodbye, I&M, IBM. It's me again. Your roommate from a distant town. We shared the same milk, you know? I mean, isn't that a bond? Come on, we did. We pooped in the same pot over and over, taking turns, real proper like. And my back hurts, all to hell, I'm telling you. I swear I have arthritis, and sometimes I convulse. Can you believe that? Italian food, nice lips. You can't really mess with that. My turn-ons, Italian food, nice lips. Turn-offs, bestiality, coughing, Mexicans, Joycelyn Elders. That last was real, seated now. You know I have never spoken this out loud, but I've always loved eating bread and water and pretending I'm a jailbird. I now wear a light mountain stubbled facial hair. I and hair I no longer wash with shampoo. It sticks out like Albert's. One day I'm drunk, the next day I feel like the Incredible Hulk. Always before I was rudely interrupted by humor. Wow, man, I really appreciate the ride. Been making me uncool. I'm of my Gordy. I'm out of my Gordy. Pig, you know. I am aware of all because I analyze the hell out of things. I'm aware that I am writing as if I were talking and making sure it stays interesting for your sake. Deep shut-ups, you know. Just as I am too, you know. To be honest with you, I'm a whole hell of a lot more creative than just making me dumb and numb. When the future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. I gotta wear Giorgio Armani's. Anyways, failing to display mandatory black velvet Mexican-style painting of President Quell on your living room walls, you will be shot. When did Ted Shred die? John Lydon, face pale as death, spit on posers on the streets. First to understand the politics of punk, blessed with demented anger, Rotten declared himself to be the Antichrist who wanted to destroy everything. So many people in my many days on Earth have mistaken me for Mr. T. I have grown so used to the repetitive remark, "Hey, aren't you Mr. T?" that I have began to think I am. Just recently I began introducing myself as Mr. T and signing my name Mr. T. I'm not too angry though, it's only obvious that I look and act exactly like him. Ain't that right, fool? This is what I wrote for English class, my first semester at U. Things that bother me, hacky sacks, walkmen, guys with no fair shirts on. Crazy co-clapping together. Crazy co-clapping together. Co-humping a thing. Co-humping a thing. Now Angel is supposed to, but I don't know. I walked all over town today and these dogs were barking at me. And the guy in the house was shouting, "No barkers, no barkers." He was black and I just had to laugh. When I got downtown, this young high school lad gestured to me that I looked cool. And I went to the campus where I discovered a Japanese mom singing Japanese hymns with her Japanese daughter. I then drove around and saw a dude running, so I started chasing him. He asked me what time it was, and I turned to run the other way. This computer. Forever. I just got done writing perfectly for well over an hour, and then turned around and erased it, all when I wanted to print it. That was 3 pages. Now I'm going to waste my whole day. Everything previously was written on May 1st. I now have a story. Remember when we walked to your dad's on Oak to get money to go to Lacamina? I waited on the swings at Hook Road School and you brought me back a soda. I remember thinking, oh, the life of a rich person like Shake's dad. That isn't until I met your mom, Jaja. Oh, memories, huh? My oldest memory is when I was like 4. It was just me and Mommy. She was blowing bubbles and I was popping them with the eraser side of a pencil. I somehow end up stabbing myself in the eyeball. Next thing I know, my mommy's going to beat shit with her words on the horn because I guess dips parked all around her and she couldn't get out. That same year, when I was 4, I tried to put this bee down a neighbor girl's dress and got stung instead. And that, I think, taught me not to try to harm others. It was also this same year that I felt like a jackass while riding a pony at the fair. Also, it was this year that an older neighbor boy got me to steal all the spare keys to the Espana Garden apartments on Rio Lindo out of the office. And one last thing, when I was 4, is that my hand got ran over by a car. The kite took off in the wind and gave me a scar ring which I still own on my left thumb. I thought I was a cartoon. Oh, and check it, I used to make bug villages out of earthy items and ended up playing with the bugs so long and go and die. I had a booger museum on my bedroom wall. My mom was a party girl. I remember a lot of drunk or stoned people talking to me. telling me I was such a good friend of theirs and such a good listener. They say I was real quiet as a young one. They did call me Spaceman and Red Freak because I was so zoned. It was probably all the pot smoke in the air and loud, you make me feel like dancing type of music. I was shy and timid, they say. I used to wake up in the morning and go to the bathroom and the door would be obstructed by some naked couple or someone, and I had to pee in the kitchen sink. I still ended up walking over all these passed out people and beer cans, liquor bottles, cocaine mirrors, with the cut straw and razor, sometimes needles and wallets, loose money and clothing, all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, this might actually be my oldest memory, but I'll have to check on that for you tomorrow, as it is Mother's Day. Taking a bath with Bob Winslow, who would later become co-owner of Winslow Funeral Parlor, which is located right next to the Chico cemetery. My mom was a good mom, she just made a lot of bad choices. Well, at least her partying chilled out some when Jen was born. The only memory I have of her father, James Gravel, the Marine turned hippie, was when I lived in Arizona for a month. We were in his convertible driving through the desert when I asked a question about my wiener. My biological parents met when they were 18. My mom was an outgoing hippie type, and my father was a shy cowboy type. The year their families went to this day one of the non-society experiment. I have nothing. I have no friends, I have no family, I have no job, I have no money, I have no house, I have no love, I have no future, I have no life, I have nothing. I don't even have the money to buy a rope to hang myself. And even if I did, I'm so damn uneducated, I wouldn't even know how to make the knot. So I'll just sit here in my little world, the world of hell, and not feel sorry for myself or hatred. I will not eat, no one will ever have to know. I'll just sit here in my room and hopefully die. I'm so obsessed with not being like anyone else that I don't want to do the obvious and kill myself. I don't have anyone or anything. I have nothing. 24 hours of non-society, reverse night and day, only little exact communication, no eating, no bathing, no looking at it. I have this friend who keeps me at a distant view of reality. If you don't know what I mean, you haven't seen seniority at a complex intellectually foretelling pure insanity. When I'm alone, I imagine I can kick the cycle of this pull-full strain, but barfing thoughts keep racking at my brain and my innocence, and then I turn the sea around to you, and you can't handle it. Throw it away, you say. Well, that's not what keeps hounding me. It's this unsaid, unfit, untrue, pure, God-forsaken love. I love you. I love you. You give me passion, you give me desire, you fuel my love and set me on fire. You hold my heart, you are my life. You made me happy, then made me your wife. You are my best friend and I love you so. You ruled my emotions, let your gentleness flow. You are everything I wanted in a man. You gave me a ring, I gave you a cannon. You're always there when I fall apart. When I eat too much, I need to fart. We're always together like Laurel and Hardy. Let's get real drunk tonight at Allison's party. I want to kill you if you are asleep. I like when the roadrunner goes beep beep beep. You are so stupid he only says it twice. I look like Don Johnson from Miami Vice. My body is the shadow of my heart. The tears only fall to escape. The essence of purity nurtures the pain. Control is lost as I fall into divine retribution and insecurity. Intense desires of affection prevail only in my thoughts. My introvertedness keeps me from love. Rivers of water full of anguish and misery flow through my lost hopes. Its mist trickles on a dying love. The love of my spirit, darkness.